Hi everybody, it is December the 5th. I'm hoping this turns out okay. I can't find my battery chargers for my normal camera. I have been going from my phone, but it takes ages to upload, so I'm doing this from my old massive Canon camera where I can't actually see what it looks like. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it works okay. Still got the cough. His lordship is not very well today. I think, unfortunately, we've had the girls this weekend and last weekend and a few weekends because their mum is going through a tough time. That she's split up from her partner and she's having a bit of a tough time. They had a cough last week, but they've got a different cough this week, and I think we've picked it up again. So not a great amount of fun at the moment. Anyway, let's do our next Sherlock Holmes. And the next Sherlock Holmes is, it's called A Kerosene Christmas. A Kerosene Christmas. "We can't carry on like this," Inspector Lestrade complained. "I'm not your personal letterbox, you know." We were standing in his office at Scotland Yard. Lestrade had called 221B Baker Street to inform us that the police had received another letter from Colonel Moran. "Our postal department opened the letter by mistake, Holmes, as these matters are of concern to the police. I read the contents. Let me tell you, this is one puzzle you won't manage to solve. I've looked at it from all angles. There's no possible solution. Moran is trying to lead you up the garden path. I'm going to call in a special task force. They could turn the whole city upside down for all I care. We've got to find Sophie now." "Not so fast, Lestrade. Let me take a look at the note before you send out the cavalry," Holmes said. He grabbed the letter and read it. "My dear Holmes, here's a hint of the demise awaiting that awful niece of yours should you fail. Kerosene features in my plans as well as in the next challenge. A married couple takes a weekend break in the country. It is late by the time they arrive at the cottage and it's already dark. The husband tries to light the oil lamp but discovers that there's only a small amount of fuel left. Not enough to soak the wick. The kerosene is running out. He says to his wife, 'We'll have to sit in the dark until tomorrow. There's nothing we can do about it.' 'Oh yes, there is, my darling,' she says. 'We'll have a light in a jiffy.' Sure enough, shortly afterwards, the lamp is burning brightly. Is it possible, Holmes? What do you say?" Signed Colonel Sebastian Moran. Lestrade grabbed the telephone. "It's impossible, Holmes. I'm going to alert the special forces." "Not so fast, Inspector," said Holmes. All it takes is a bit of science. The solution is in fact very simple." There you go. I hope you can you fathom that out? It's not doing anything for me, but anyway, see if you can fathom it out, and I'll tell you the answer at the end of this vlog, which is, by the way, is going to be fairly quick because my throat is going as well. I haven't done much talking, but for some reason my throat's starting to go. And we are now onto the musical house. And we're looking at number 5, which is this one here. I don't know if you can see that. It's three children, looking out the window. And there's a lovely bow on the top and a couple of baubles, but they're looking out the window. So let's open that up. I showed this to his lordship this morning, last night's vlog. And I was saying that I'm not getting many people viewing it. What I was actually saying, oh, hold on. He says I should have these ready and opened, and I didn't want to. I said, well, I don't want to, because if I have them ready and opened, they'll know that I've been through it. So if I don't have it ready and opened, then it's more of a surprise for both of us. So number 5, when I open it up, oh, it's a little angel. It's a little angel there. Can you see that? Little angel reading some music. And the music for number 5 is Kommet ihr Hirten. Kommet ihr Hirten. So what does that mean? Come on. How to get this to work? Come on. The angels and the shepherds, it's called. I can see, what can I see? A cuckoo clock where the little two people go out and go around. Like a cuckoo clock where the little two figures come out and go around. That's what it's reminding me of. That was Comet Ear Hurten, the Angels and the Shepherds. I've never heard that one before. That sounds very Swiss or very Germanic. And now for our little house, the night before Christmas advent calendar. And if I look in here for number 5, oh, there it is. Number 5 is a pussycat, a little pussycat. So we'll go and put this pussycat in the house. Now where's the pussycat? Oh look, that's where she is. She's sat there right in the middle in the bedroom. So we'll go and put the pussycat in the bedroom. Talking of pussycats, we have one here. What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for your dinner? Do you want your dinner? Eh? You want a dinner? Don't you? You want your dinner? Yes, you do. Right. This is some fabric that I got from Poundland. It was very cheap, but it had a mark down the middle on the fold, and I thought it was actually a flat fabric. But when I warmed it up, it actually had a seam. It was actually a tube, but it was a very wide tube. It was about 130 centimeters or something, very wide. And I thought that was the fold on the fabric, but it actually had a fold on that end and on the other end. But it slightly shows that there's a line down there. The fabric isn't too bad, but nice fleecy inside. I've top stitched it with red, and this was one before I got my new oh, what do you call it? My new the teeth. The can't remember what you call them, the teeth. But you can see how the stitching was erratic. That one was short and that one was longer. And I didn't use a twin needle, but it was the erraticness of the stitching, and I had to put a new, what do you call it? It wasn't teeth, it was a, God, I can't remember what it was called now. But anyway, I topped it with this red top stitch, you can see there. I did a red top stitch on the sleeve, and the pattern is the Lydia Naomi January sweater dress, and it's a really long extended neck that goes up there. I actually shortened it and I've added some pockets, so there's the pockets. And what I did was, for a change, I put the pockets on the outside and I just top stitched around. I cut some pockets and top stitched it and went round like that. And it's very similar to the free one that I used to use, the Yoko top, which has now changed to something else. Who was the Yoko top by? Can't remember. I'll find out for you. I'll put it down there. But this is, I like it. The only thing is, I think I made it a little bit too short. I shortened the length, and I actually had it a bit longer, but then I decided I'd cut some off, and I think I've cut a bit too much off. I'm quite pleased with it. It turned out not bad. And I haven't worn it until the other day. His lordship went past it. I had it hanging up in the ward. I had it hanging up in my bedroom, and his lordship said, "Oh, I like that top. Where did you get that from?" And I said, "It's the one I said, "I've made it a long time ago." And he said, "Well, you've never worn it, and I like it." So I decided to get it out today to let you see what it's like. The collar is really, really long. It goes right up to there. So it is a really long extended collar, but obviously you wouldn't have it like that. So I like it turned over, and I tend to like to have, this is a fallback from my French cousin who came to stay with me when I was 17 and she was 18 or 19. She always hung a chain like that over the top of a polo neck, and I thought it was rather nice, so I do that as well sometimes. So that was that. We've done the house, and now we're back to the answer to Sherlock Holmes. A Kerosene Christmas. How so? Lestrade asked. If the wick and the kerosene cannot meet, the lamp can't be lit. Colonel Moran is toying with you again. Your niece is obviously getting on his nerves, so much so he's looking for an excuse to torture her to death in the most painful manner. We have to stop this at all costs. I'm going to mobilise the whole yard. Only if there's no possible alternative, Lestrade, I said. Otherwise we'll be putting the girl's life in danger. Right you are, Watson, Holmes agreed. Though of course Sophie is not a little girl. She's a 23-year-old young lady. Her mother and grandmother were both suffragettes who fought for women's rights to vote. Sophie has inherited their militant skills and an attitude strong enough to bring down the government. Things will be fairly uncomfortable for her kidnapper. I'm sorry to interrupt your little tete-a-tete, but the young lady's life is at risk, Lestrade exclaimed, and the Times advertisement department closes in 20 minutes. Correct, Inspector. Let's be brief. We cannot lengthen the wick of the lamp. Therefore, the level of the kerosene needs to rise. However, there's no more fuel. Luckily, we don't need any. Just pour in some water. As kerosene is lighter than water, it floats on top. The wick can absorb the fuel once again, and the couple are no longer left sitting in the dark. And so they sent a message to the London Times. Well, that was a nice... I didn't realise that kerosene's lighter than water, so it goes to the top, and then they can burn that. So remember that if ever you run out of kerosene, you can add a bit of water to it. Right, I'm going to go because his lordship's just told me my tea or dinner, we call it tea, other people call it dinner, it's ready for me to have. So I'm going to love you and leave you and catch you tomorrow on December the 6th. Happy Vlogmas!